Hello, my name is Chris and this is the review of the 2021 Toyota Corolla Hybrid. I wanted a gas only, we got a hybrid. We did the 2020 hybrid less than a year ago. However, no chipping out, we start all over. I'll skip the exterior and spend some time on the technical details, as that is what I think buyers of alternate propulsion systems like. Lots of technical details. Then I will take Corolla Hybrid on the road and give you my impressions and give you an important battery maintenance tip that will ensure your battery lasts the life of your car. This hybrid, with its new and improved, smaller, lighter, and flat battery, fits under the rear seat. Cabin space is not compromised. Neither is the 60/40 rear folding seat. The engine and battery work together to eliminate the rubber band effect of CVTs and the off-the-line torque weakness of this Atkinson engine. The two small electric motors work independently at low speeds, acting like a limited slip differential. It only opens up at regular speed. The braking system is upgraded with the hydraulic brakes and regeneration working in tandem to recoup as much energy as possible while maintaining a seamless braking feel. Friction in the engine is reduced with high quality moving parts. There is an electric water pump to reduce parasitic losses. I tell you about the trunk, but Ross's crap has won the day. There is sufficient room in the back seat, however, for a compact class. In front, it is very comfortable. The soft text seats and their shape do well. Road noise on the highway is sufficiently damped. The multimedia system is the N-Tune 3 audio system. I have no idea what that means, and I've been testing these for years. I wish Toyota would give better speakers and amperage instead of trying to placate the software developer crowd, way overrepresented in the car industry. Hard buttons, volume knob, an easy to reach touchscreen with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, the basics are met. There is Toyota Safety Sense 2, which is electronic safety technology that is standard on the base model with 8-inch display, 15-inch wheels, automatic AC, heated front seats, and push-button start with smart key. For $2,000 more, there is this premium package, which is our tester. You get heated rear seats, soft text leather, electric seating, leather steering, ambient lighting, and wireless phone charger. Total engine output of this 4-cylinder 1.8 liter and two small electric motors is 121 horsepower and 105 pounds of torque, and it does 4.5 liters on the combined cycle, which is incredible. The EPA gives it 52 miles per gallon on the combined cycle. I love engineering. I must say I secretly admire these Toyota hybrids. Here are my thoughts on the road.
Hello car lovers, driving today the 2021 Toyota Corolla Hybrid. I wanted the Corolla, they only had the hybrid. That's what Ross got. We tried it a year ago. Nevertheless, it's interesting to drive these vehicles after you've driven a couple of its rivals, and it kind of gives you perspective, and it sometimes makes for more intelligent comments. I think the buyers of these alternate propulsion systems like technical details. You can go see that other video for some technical details. I'll give you some new ones, some tips and tricks in this video. But first, a general overview. Well, I love the red color on the outside. It looks really good. It's a mature red. I'm kind of a little bit jaded when manufacturers come out with these bubblegum colors that don't necessarily look good. Very mature, very tasteful, and a rich color. I like that. And I like the exterior styling of the new Corolla. I think it's a lot better than when it was before. This vehicle does go for over $33,000 taxed in Quebec, equipped as is. You can get a less equipped model. That competes rather sorely against the Toyota Corolla, the Sport model, with the CVT, which is better equipped than this one and goes for less than $30,000 tax in. And that makes an interesting buying choice, because when I look at the Corolla Hybrid versus its competitors, it's really good. But then when I look at it versus the other Corolla, you're going to have to keep this Corolla quite some time before you go into your money. And that's why I would recommend this vehicle on the urban cycle. So if you live anywhere near the city and you go downtown and you do the daily grind of doing traffic, definitely I recommend this vehicle. On the inside now, well, lots of room here, a reasonable room in back, limited trunk space, I would say. I think it's 1-0 for Ross's crap on that level. However, sitting here in front, plenty of room, great visibility, very easy to see your corners when you're parking, which I find very nice for the urban experience. This infotainment, compared to its competitors, not better or worse. What makes it better than its competitors, it comes forward, it's got a nice screen, and you can touch these things without straining your back. The buttons, the touchscreen, and that creates a plus value over its rivals, a lot of its rivals. The steering wheel leather, very good. This is a heated leather steering wheel, but Toyota did a little bit of a cheap out here, and we can understand them because it is the hybrid. The top and the bottom is not heated, only the sides. I have to say, I'm very satisfied driving this vehicle. Ross and I have been now driving for about an hour in the city, and city driving is always the most taxing driving, and I don't feel at all drained. And when I asked him before, he wasn't feeling at all drained. In fact, he says it's pretty comfortable, and he's a tall guy. So I think from a comfort level, it is above average. Materials quality, I think, is average. It's what you would expect from a vehicle of this price. Perhaps maybe a bit more if you were in a Mazda, but nevertheless, very good and not distracting. Soft touch here on this top of dash, and soft touch here everywhere. Real stitching here on the dash, which is kind of nice. Technical details now. Well, I was kind of curious about what causes battery reliability. And it turns out that Toyota make very good batteries that last a very long time. However, there is a maintenance to do, and the principal maintenance that I've been able to see is the air filter for the high voltage ventilation. And what does that mean? Well, the battery can heat. When it heats over a certain amount, it begins to drain its life. It begins to operate outside an optimal working temperature. And the way that Toyota alleviates this is with an air circulation. And what blocks this air circulation is a poorly maintained air filter for the high voltage air ventilation. So it's important, especially if you do business with an independent mechanic, to perhaps remind him, yo, clear out the air filter for the battery. He may kind of like pretend he knows what he's talking about, and he's going to go online quickly and find out what it is, and he'll do it for you. And that way you're sure to have an optimum lifespan of the battery. It could make the difference between the battery lasting 200,000 kilometers, maybe 350,000 kilometers, and that over time is important. The other thing that I want to talk about is, for those of you not used to the hybrid experience, or maybe you've driven a hybrid maybe 10 years ago, these engines run on the Atkinson cycle, which is different from the Otto cycle, which is most gas-powered engines. What does the Atkinson cycle mean? It means your car makes less power and is more fuel efficient. And what manufacturers have done over time, and I've noticed this with Toyota, especially with the Camry, and I'm seeing it with this vehicle also, is that they combine the electric power output to perhaps the weaknesses of the engine in its power band, creating a seamless acceleration, a torquey acceleration which compares to perhaps a gas engine in the category that drinks perhaps a bit more and is a bit more powerful. So I would say you're not wanting for power in this Toyota Corolla Hybrid, which is kind of nice. The transmission doesn't draw attention to itself as far as I'm concerned. It's mated well to the engine characteristics. There is an EV mode for those of you who are into that. There is an economy mode for those of you who like to play with that. I just leave it in regular mode, and I'm getting great mileage here, and the engine is responding adequately. So Ross makes the remark, if you're interested in these, you should really be buying one and keeping it over the long term, and therefore financially becomes really interesting in terms of sound financial planning. I have to agree with him. If I were to lease it, I would lease the gas model versions, and if you're going to buy this one. It's well equipped, and it does a good job, and it is quiet on the highway. Toyota hybrids used to be taxing on that level. This is no more louder than a regular Toyota Corolla, which means it's in the good average. So those are my thoughts. If you really have a hard-on for the channel, maybe instead of touching the notification icon, which I find stresses me out after a while, why don't you subscribe to my Instagram account? And I post pictures of the cars that I will post on YouTube. So that way you kind of get like a primer of the cars to come. And that is the review.